Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the class. My name is Deepak Kumar. Today we will discuss a few questions of the CDS examination which were asked in previous year questions examinations. Okay. Before starting, I want to tell you I'm here in front all of you after celebrating my Sunday and how I celebrated it just by completing 10 kilometers run. Okay, so let's start. We will do the questions which were asked in 2017 CDS examination. Okay, and what will we do? I will let you know the detailed explanation of the concept which was used in particular questions. So after discussing the concept based on the question, we will discuss the question. Okay, so the question will be working as an example for that particular question, and it will be good for us to understand the concept as well as the question. Okay, so let's start. The question number 1 is, in the figure given below, M is the midpoint of AB and angle DAB equal to angle CBA. Angle AMC equal to angle BMD. Then the triangle ADM is congruent to triangle BCM by SAS rule, SSS rule, ASA rule, and triple A angle rule. Okay. As you know, there are two basic properties of the triangle. Triangle may be similar and triangle may be congruent. What are the congruent triangles? The triangles in which shape and size both are equal, those are known as congruent triangle. So there are four conditions of the congruency. One is SAS, second is SSS, third is ASA rule, and one more condition related to congruency. It is applicable only on right angle triangle. So that is not mentioned over here. Firstly, we will discuss about the data which is mentioned in the question. It is said that given below, M is the midpoint of side AB. It means if M is the midpoint of side AB, I can say that AM will be equal to BM. AM will be equal to BM. I can say that. Okay. Next point is that angle DAB. So which is angle DAB? Angle DAB, this is angle DAB, is equal to angle CBA. These two angles are equal. Okay. Next it is mentioned that angle AMC is equal to angle AMC. So this is angle AMC and it is equal to angle BMD. These are equal. Okay. So now we have to take angle triangle ADM. So which one is that triangle ADM? I'm writing down. This is angle triangle ADM. Okay. And next one is triangle BCM. And it is already mentioned in the question that these two triangles are the congruent triangles. Okay. But we have to tell according to the question that which property is applicable to prove these triangles congruent. Okay, so first is SAS. Firstly, we will try to prove these triangles congruent, and this is triangle AMD. So I can say angle A is equal to angle B. Okay, it is provided in the question. Okay, next is I can say that that angle AMD will be equal to angle CMB. Angle AMD will be equal to angle CMB. Yes or no? Because this particular angle will be common for both. Okay, if let's for example take it equal to 60 degree, so it will be equal to 60 degree. If I'm saying it is 20, so angle AMB will be equal to 80, and angle CMB will also be equal to 80. So I can say angle AMD equal to angle CMB, and side AM is equal to side BM. So I can say which property is used here. Two angles are equal and one side is equal. So I can say ASA rule. According to the rule ASA, both triangles are congruent. Understand? And this is the symbol of the congruency. Okay, so this is the symbol of the congruency. So it was a quite simple question. If you know the basic properties of the congruency, you can easily simplify this particular question. Okay, so I hope you have understood this question. Now we will move to the next question. So next question is, in the given figure below, ABC is a triangle. Okay, ABC is a triangle with AB equal to BC. AB equal to BC, and D is an interior point of the triangle ABC such that angle DAC is equal to angle DCA. Which of the following statement are correct? Which of the following statement are correct? Okay, it is mentioned that angle AB equal to side AB is equal to side BC. These two sides are equal. D is the interior point of the triangle ABC such that angle DAC, this is angle DAC is equal to angle DCA. These two angles are equal. Okay, which of the following statement are correct? Okay, so more than one statement can be true or correct here. So we will check each of the statement here. Firstly, triangle ADC is an isosceles triangle. Yeah, we can say that triangle ADC is an isosceles triangle because this is the triangle ADC, and here two angles, angle DAC is equal to angle DCA. So if two angles of a triangle are equal, then their opposite sides will also be equal. So we can say side AD will be equal to side CD. Side AD will be equal to side CD. So statement first is correct. Now we will check statement second. D is the centroid of the triangle. We have to justify whether second statement is true or false. Okay, firstly I will let you know about the centroid. What is a centroid? Okay, firstly I'm telling you all the things related to centroid. Let's take a triangle. So this is a triangle. Firstly we will need to know that what is a median. Okay, what is a median? Okay, firstly we will know what is a median. So median is a kind of line which will be drawn from the vertex, from any vertex of the triangle, and divided the opposite side into two equal parts. Okay, suppose I drew a line from vertex A and it is meeting at midpoint of side BC. So AD will be working as median. Side AD will be working as median of triangle ABC. Understand? So median is a kind of line which will be drawn from the vertex of the triangle, dividing opposite side into two equal parts. Suppose all three medians of a triangle are drawn. Okay, all three medians of the triangle are drawn. So here are three medians. One is median AD, another is median BE, and third one is median CE. So intersecting point of all three medians will be known as centroid. So all three medians are intersecting over here. So this point G will be known as centroid of the triangle. Understand that? Now we need to understand a very small but important property. Okay, let's take a triangle and name it like PQR. If I am saying that this is an scalene triangle. What is an scalene triangle? This is a scalene triangle. What is a scalene triangle? In a triangle in which all sides are unequal. Suppose all the sides of triangle PQR are unequal. Okay, then all the centers like centroid, circumcenter, orthocenter, and X center will be non-collinear points. Okay, but let's take PQR is an isosceles triangle. Let's take for an example PQ is equal to PR. These two sides are equal. Then all the centers will be on same line. Understand? So here as it is mentioned that AB is equal to BC. Okay, it means angle A will be equal to angle C. Because it is the basic property of the triangle. If two sides are equal in a triangle, their opposite angles will be equal. Secondly, you can also say that if two angles are equal in a triangle, the opposite sides will be equal. So if sides are equal, opposite angles will be equal. If angles are equal, opposite sides will be equal. So this is the basic property. Here it is mentioned that AB is equal to BC. So opposite angles to these sides will be equal. So I note it down. Angle A will be equal to angle C. Now it is mentioned that in the question it is mentioned that DA and DC, DA and DC. Okay. Um, DA and DC both are equal. Okay, we have proved that. Now, for example, let's take this is 20 degrees, so it will be equal to 20 degree. And let's assume angle A equal to angle C is equal to 40 degree. Okay, 40 degree. So upper part will be 20 and this part will also be 20. Now you can say DA and CD, DA and CD both are working here as angle bisectors. Angle bisectors. Understand that? Okay, DA and CD are working here as angle bisector for angle A and angle C. We can say that. Okay, but keep one thing always in your mind. If you there is an isosceles triangle, okay, and you are drawing two angle bisectors from the vertices which are equal in degree. Okay, so those angle bisectors will be working as median, understand that? Okay, I'm going to let you know this in more depth. I was telling you that let's take a triangle ABC. Okay, I'm saying that angle B is equal to angle C. If angle B is equal to angle C, it means AB will be equal to AC. Okay, for example, you draw two angle bisectors only for angle B and angle C. These are the angle bisectors. What will the angle bisectors do? These are going to divide each of the angle into two equal parts. So these are two equal parts. Okay, now both the angle bisectors are intersecting at point O. Okay, at point O. And what I told you, only in isosceles triangle, okay, if you are drawing two angle bisectors from those vertex which are represented equally, okay, so these angle bisectors will be working as angle bisector as well as median. And recently I told you the intersection point of medians will be centroid. So we can say in particular question AD and CD are the angle bisectors of angle A and angle C. It means these will be working as the portions of the median also, because median will be from C to here complete. So this complete will be the median. Okay, so D will be the centroid here. So second statement is also correct. Now we will check the third statement. What was the third statement? Third statement is saying that triangle ABD. Which one is the triangle ABD? Triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CBD. Yeah, you can say both the triangles are congruent. How can you say that? The triangle ABD will be congruent to triangle CBD. To prove any triangle congruent, you have three kind of conditions. Number one, SSS, side. Second one, SAS, side angle side. Third one is ASA, angle side angle. So these are three properties to prove two different triangles congruent. Now what can we say? That you can see angle ABD. Okay, I'm writing down here. One is triangle ABD. Okay, and another is triangle BDC or CBD. Okay, I can say AB, side AB. I can say that side AB is equal to side BC. One side equal. I can say AD is equal to CD. Two sides equal. I can say angle BAD is equal to angle BAD is equal to angle BCD. Angle BCD. So side angle side property is applicable over here. Side angle side property is applicable here. So I can say third statement is also correct. So you can say all three statements are correct here in this particular question based on the provided information. Got it? So it was the question which was asked in 2017 CDS examination. Okay, let's move to the next question. And next question is, in the given figure given below, angle A is equal to 80 degree, angle B is equal to 60 degree. BD and CD bisect angle B and C respectively. What are the values of X and Y respectively? Okay, in this question I have not typed the options. In a few questions I have not typed the options. In few questions I have typed the options. Where we can calculate the question without the help of the option, I didn't typed. Okay, so let's simplify this question. Question is quite easy. Angle A is provided equal to 80 degree. Now tell me, if complete angle A is equal to 80 degree and AD is the bisector of BD and CD bisect angle B and C. Okay, okay. A is here, actually A is here, and this is angle B. This is angle B. Okay, angle A is provided equal to 80 degree. Okay, I have mentioned that. Angle B equal to 60 degree. Angle B equal to 60 degree. And it is said that BD is angle bisector of angle B. If BD is the angle bisector of angle B, okay, BD is angle bisector of angle B, you can say that angle ABD, matlab upper part of angle B will be equal to 30 degree and lower part of angle B will also be equal to 30 degree. We can say that. Okay, and you know very well that sum of the all angles of a triangle will always be equal to 180 degree. When angle A is 80, angle B is 60, so value of angle C will be equal to 40 degree, and value of angle C will be equal to 40 degree, and CD is the angle bisector of angle C. Okay, so you can say upper part of angle C, it will be equal to 20 degree and lower part of angle C will be equal to 20 degree, and each part of the angle C is mentioned as X. So we can say value of X is equal to 20 degree. Okay, so we have calculated the value of X. Now let's move to the triangle BDC. In triangle BDC, okay, you know sum of all angles will be equal to 180 degree. Okay, sum of all angles will be equal to 180 degree. So in triangle BDC I can say that Y plus X plus angle DBC will be equal to 180 degree. We have to calculate Y. Okay, and X is we have calculated the value of X and it is equal to 20 degree, and angle DBC we have calculated it is equal to 30 degree and it is 180 degree. So Y will be equal to 180 minus 50. It will be equal to 130 degree. So it was a question which was asked in 2017 CDS examination. Hope you have understood this question. Okay, now let's move to the next question, and question is quite easy. Okay, I mean to say that you have to keep all the basic properties in your mind. If you are keeping all the basic properties in your mind, you are definitely going to simplify the question. Okay, and this is our next question, and the question is, in the figure given below, PQ is parallel to RS. PQ, where is PQ? This is side PQ and this side PQ is parallel to side RS. Okay, and PR is parallel to QS. Side PR is parallel to side QS. Okay, and if angle LPR, which is angle LPR, and LPR, this angle is known as LPR. Angle LPR is equal to 35 degree. It is mentioned that. Okay, angle UST, which one is the UST? So this is angle UST. This angle is equal to 70 degree. This angle is equal to 70 degree. What is angle MPQ? So examiner is asking to calculate the value of this particular angle. Okay, now before simplification of this question, I'm going to let you know a few properties related to lines and angles. Okay, let's take two parallel lines. These are the two parallel lines. Okay, and what are the parallel lines? What are the parallel lines? the lines which are having equal perpendicular distance everywhere will be known as the parallel lines. Okay, means two parallel lines are not going to intersect to each other, okay, at any point. Understand that? So let's take a transversal line. Transversal line, what is a transversal line? A line which is intersecting two or more than two lines, that is known as the transversal line. Okay, so here is the property, and the property is quite simple. Okay, the property is that line L and M are parallel lines. Okay, line L is parallel to line M, and this line K is the transversal line. Okay, so sum of the co-interior angles will be equal to 180 degree. What are the co-interior angles? Co-interior angles are the interior angles. Okay, and these angles will be represented in either direction of the transversal line. Okay, it means two interior angles between the parallel lines. These angles should be in left side or in right side, whether in left, whether in right. Suppose this is angle 1 and this is angle 2. Both angles are in right direction of the transversal line. Okay, so these two angles will be known as the co-interior angles, and the property says that sum of co-interior angles will always be equal to 180 degree. Sum of co-interior angles will always be equal to 180 degree. So I can say that angle 1 plus angle 2 will be equal to 180 degree. So this is the property of the co-interior angles. Got it? Now let's simplify our question. One more property I want to tell you. If there are four lines and each pair of the opposite lines is parallel, okay, suppose this is a kind of quadrilateral. Understand? I'm naming is as PQRS. Okay, and I'm saying that line PQ parallel to RS and line PS parallel to QR. Line PS parallel to QR. When pair of opposite lines, okay, is parallel, PQ parallel to RS and PS parallel to QR, so it will be a parallelogram. It will be a parallelogram. And the property of the parallelogram is that, one of the properties of the parallelogram is that opposite angles will be equal. Opposite angles will be equal. Understand? So far I have told you about two different properties. Okay, one is sum of co-interior angles will be equal to 180 and opposite angles of a parallelogram will be equal. Okay, one more property I want to tell you over here. These are two straight lines but intersecting to each other at a common point and passing straight, not diverting in another direction. Okay, so in that case opposite angles will be equal. Suppose this angle 1, this angle 2, angle 1 will be equal to angle 2, and this angle 3, this angle 4, I can say angle 3 will be equal to angle 4. So always remember this also. If two lines are passing to each other, okay, crossing to each other at a common point and not diverting in another direction, passing straight, okay, then opposite angles, vertically opposite angles are gonna be equal in measurement. Understand that? Okay, now we are moving to our question. Okay, angle USC is provided 70 degree. So angle opposite to this angle will also be equal to 70 degree. And in this particular diagram it is said that line PQ and line RT parallel and line PR, line RS parallel. Okay, PQ parallel to PQ is parallel to RS. PQ is parallel to RS, okay, and PR is parallel to QS. So this is a parallelogram over here, and I told you in a parallelogram opposite angles will be equal. This angle is 70, so this will be 70. Understand that? And this angle is provided 35 degree. We have to calculate this particular angle. To calculate this particular angle, we need to understand a very small property of the geometry, and property says that suppose this is a straight line. Okay, this is a straight line, and this is a kind of line segment. Let's take LM. Okay, and there is a point on this line segment anywhere. Point C is here. So property says that sum of all angles, okay, in either direction of a straight line, okay, will be equal to 180 degree. Okay, I'm drawing a few angles on point C. Now here are two angles, this one and this one. So sum of these two angles will be equal to 180. I'm drawing one more line. So sum of these three angles will be equal to 180 degree. I have one more line here. So sum of these four angles will be equal to 180 degree. So property says that sum of all angles at a point of a straight line in either direction will always be equal to 180 degree. Now in the given diagram we have there is a line LM, okay, and it is a straight line and P is a point on this line. Here P is a point and there are three angles in this direction of line LM at point P. One is 35, another is 70, and we have to calculate that upper angle. So sum of these three angles will be equal to 180 degree, and I can say 35 plus 70 is gonna be equal to 105 degree. So this particular angle MPQ, angle MPQ will be equal to 180 minus 70 minus 35. Okay, so 180 minus 70 minus 35, so it will be equal to 75 degree. Okay, so angle MPQ is equal to 75 degree. Got it? So it was the solution of the question, and according to me it is good that we are discussing the properties along with the question. Okay, it is going to set in our mind for a long time of duration. Okay, and this is our next question. In the figure given below, PQR is non-isosceles right angle triangle. Okay, PQR is non-isosceles right angle triangle. It means the perpendicular and base of this right angle triangle are not equal. Angle Q is equal to 90 degree. So this angle Q is provided equal to 90 degree. Okay, if LM and QT are parallel, LM and QT are parallel. This is LM and this is QT. Both lines are parallel. It is mentioned here LM parallel to QT. Okay, and after that it is said that angle Q is equal to 90 degree. We have mentioned that, and QT is equal to PT. QT is equal to PT. QT is equal to PT. Okay, then what is angle RLM? RLM, this angle equal to, okay, angle PQT, angle LRM, angle RML, angle QPT. Okay, so these are our options in this question, and we have to calculate the value of angle RLM is gonna to be equal, okay, to, let's simplify the question. Okay, it is mentioned that PT is equal to QT. PT is equal to QT. Okay, and we have discussed a property in previous questions. Okay, the property says that if any two sides of a triangle are equal, then their opposite angles will be equal. Understand that? So I can say angle TPQ, angle TPQ is equal to angle TPQ is equal to angle PQT, angle PQT, because QT is equal to PT, है ना? QT is equal to PT. And for example, let's take an example. Okay, for example, each of these angles are equal to x degree. Each of these angles are equal to x degree. Now I'm saying that this angle is equal to x degree and this angle will also be equal to x degree. Understand? Angle Q is equal to angle Q is provided equal to 90 degree, and we know very well that sum of all angles of a triangle will be equal to 180 degree. So sum of all the angles of this triangle will be equal to 180 degree. Angle Q is equal to 90, and we have assumed angle P equal to x degree. So I can say angle R, this angle R will be equal to 90 minus x degree, because angle Q alone is equal to 90. So sum of P and R will be equal to 90, and we have assumed angle P equal to x degree. So angle R will be equal to 90 minus x degree. Okay, now when angle PQT Angle PQT is equal to x degree and angle Q equal to 90 degree. You know it very well. Okay. And you can say that angle LQT, LQT means this part, this lower part. Okay. Angle LQT or TQR, angle TQR will be equal to angle Q minus angle PQT. Angle PQT. Angle Q is equal to 90 and angle PQT is equal to x degree. So I can say that this will be equal to 90 minus x. Understand? Okay, very easy. And in the question it is mentioned that side QT, line QT parallel to line LM or ML. Okay, when these two lines are parallel, okay, so there is a property related to parallel lines. Suppose these are two parallel lines and this is a transversal line. This is a transversal line, and you have heard about corresponding angles. Okay, you already know that the corresponding angles on parallel lines will always be equal to one another. Understand? And what are the corresponding angles? Corresponding angles will be in either direction of the transversal line. Okay, so suppose this is the angle on a parallel line, so the corresponding angle of this angle will be in same side, in right direction. Okay, understand that? And this angle will be correspond to this one, and these two angles are going to be equal to each other. So this is the property here. And in this diagram, okay, it is provided that this is line QT and this is line LM, both are parallel. Okay, and this line QR will be working as transversal line for these two lines. So this angle TQR will be equal to angle MLR, and it will be equal to 90 minus x. 90 minus x. Okay, now we have mentioned the values of all the angles in our diagram. Okay, so RLM, we have to calculate RLM. Value of RLM is equal to 90 minus x. Okay, now we will represent the values of all the angles which are given in options. Understand? So first angle is angle PQT. So angle PQT, value of angle PQT, angle of PQT is equal to x degree. So angle RLM is not equal to angle PQT. So first option is not our answer. Next one is angle LRM, angle LRM. So value of LRM is 90 minus x. 90 minus x. Okay, so we can say RLM equal to angle LRM. So option 2 is our answer. Option 2 is our answer. Okay, so it was the question from CDS 2017 question paper, and the question is completely based on the properties of the triangle and the lines of angles. Okay, the level of the questions is quite moderate. Okay, in the figure given below, PQRS is a parallelogram. Okay, now in the question, the examiner is talking about parallelogram, but don't think the properties related to parallelogram, only parallelogram, are going to apply over here. Okay, I have told you in our previous class or the session that basic unit of the geometry is triangle and lines and angles. If you know all the properties very well related to triangle and the lines of lines and angles, you are going to simplify lot of questions from other parts of the geometry very easily, very quickly. Understand that? So first read the question. In the given figure below, PQRS is a parallelogram. PA bisects angle P and SA bisects angle S. What is angle PAS equal to? What is angle PAS equal to? Now here the examiner is talking about parallelogram, and I have told you what is a parallelogram. Parallelogram is a type of quadrilateral in which opposite sides are going to be parallel. Understand that? Now I have told you also that in parallelogram opposite angles are going to be equal. Opposite angles are going to be equal. This is quite simple. Now always remember one property related to parallelogram. Okay, but if you don't know this property, which is I'm going to tell you right now, then also you can simplify your question applying simple concepts you have already studied or you have already learned from the classes, okay, from previous sessions or from previous questions we have discussed, okay. But I'm directly telling you the property. Let's take, this is a parallelogram and I'm naming it as ABCD. So this is parallelogram ABCD. Here we have four angles A, B, C and D. I have told you the property that opposite angles will be equal. Value of angle A will be angle C. Value of angle B will be equal to angle D. Angle A equal to angle C. Angle B equal to angle D. Opposite angles will be equal. Understand? Now, let's draw angle bisector of any two consecutive angles. Any two consecutive angles. Okay, let's draw bisector of those angles. Suppose I'm drawing bisector of angle B and angle D. And the bisectors of B, not B and D, C and D. I'm drawing bisectors of angle C and angle D. And bisectors of angle C and angle D are intersecting to each other at point O. So examiner may ask you the value of angle, this angle, which is constructed at point O. So value of this angle will be equal to half of these remaining two angles. Half of these remaining two angles. Understand this? Suppose this is another kind of parallelogram, okay, not looking like a parallelogram, but when examiner is saying that this is a parallelogram, then treat this as a parallelogram. Understand? And I'm drawing the angle bisector of these two, and a new angle is formed over here. So the value of this angle will be equal to sum of half of these two angles. You can say that. Understand? And as I told you that opposite sides in a parallelogram will be equal. So here AB parallel to CD, then BC will be working as transversal line for AB and CD both. So these two angles will be working as co-interior angles. So sum of co-interior angles I have told you equal to 180 degree. Okay. So I can say angle B plus angle C will be equal to 180 degree. I can say that. Understand that? So remember one thing in your mind, that sum of any two consecutive angles in a parallelogram will always be equal to 180 degree. Will always be equal to 180 degree. So this is a parallelogram here. This is angle Q. This is angle R. I can say angle Q plus angle R will be equal to 180 degree. Understand that? And I told you, now we have to calculate this angle. Angle PAS we have to calculate. And we discussed a property. The property was that because PA and SA, these are the bisectors of angle P and angle S. These are the bisectors. So the angle constructed at point A will be equal to half of sum of these two angles, angle Q and angle R. So sum of these two angles is equal to 180 degree. So this angle will be equal to 90 degree. So option 90, this is our answer. You can simplify this in that way. I have one more method. If you don't know all these properties, you just know one property, and the property was that opposite angles of a parallelogram will be equal. In that case also, using only that property, you can calculate the value of this angle. How could you calculate? I'm going to tell you. Let's take the value of this angle is 70 degree. Then this P will be 70. It means this is 35 and it will be equal to 35. Now this is 70. In that case, this particular angle will be 110. It will be equal to 110 because you know that sum of any two consecutive angles in a parallelogram will be equal to 180 degree. So this is 110. In that case, it will be equal to 55 and this will also be equal to 55. Now you can see here there is a triangle and it is known as triangle PAS. Triangle PAS. The value at angle A is equal to 90 and this is 35. This will be equal to 90. Why it will be equal to 90? This is 35. It is 55. Sum of these two is equal to 90. So it is also again 90. Okay. So I explained you this question in the same manner. Anna? but we used two different approaches. Okay, we used two different approaches over here. Understand that? So just use the simple concept and the methods to simplify the questions, and you are definitely going to do the questions in a very easy way. Every Sunday I'm going to upload a few questions over here so that you could uh, uh, remove your fear you are having in your brain, or in your mind, in your heart. Understand that? Just keep working hard, keep learning the things, and definitely in your first chance, in your first attempt, you may crack CDS examination. And these questions not only important for CDS, these questions are important for SSC CGL, SSC CHSL, and SSC CPO exam also. Understand that? Anyone who is preparing for FCAT, he can also go through these questions. Understand that? And if anyone is preparing for territorial army also, he can go through such kind of questions. Understand that? Now with the question we are discussing the properties, so you can note down all the properties with the question. Okay, so question will be like as an example for the properties. Now we have next question over here. In the figure given below, AC is parallel to ED. Side AC provided to parallel side ED. AB equal to DE equal to 5 centimeter. AB 5 centimeter, DE also 5 centimeter. Okay, and BC equal to 7 centimeter. This side, this is BC, and BC is equal to 7 centimeter. What is the area ABDE? ABDE. This is ABDE. Okay, okay, and BDE. This is BDE, and area BCD equal to, and this is BCD. We have to calculate the ratio of the areas of these two. We have to know a very small property over here. Okay, the property says that these two lines are parallel. Okay, and I'm going to form a quadrilateral here, and I'm naming it as ABCD. So in this particular quadrilateral, what do you see? Two opposite sides are parallel and rest two are non-parallel. AB parallel to CD, but AD is not parallel to BC. Okay, if a pair of opposite sides is parallel and another pair of opposite sides is non-parallel. Okay, here these two sides are parallel and these two sides are non-parallel. So this kind of quadrilateral will be known as trapezium. Will be known as trapezium. Understand that? So area of a trapezium will be equal to 1 by 2 H L plus B. This is the formula of the area of a trapezium. And what are the L and B? These are the lengths of the parallel sides. Means this and this. And what is H? H is a perpendicular distance between these parallel two sides. Okay. One more property I want to tell you here, which will be applied here in this particular question. The property says that if this is a kind of triangle, okay, or you can say in that way also, these are two lines and these two lines are parallel. These two lines are parallel. So area of all the triangles you are going to form between these two parallel lines will be equal. What do I mean to say? I'm drawing a triangle here, ABC. Okay, and there is another triangle. There is another triangle PQR. This is another triangle PQR. Okay, so the area of these two triangles will be equal. Understand that? If bases are equal, then area will also be equal. But if bases are not equal, then the area will be in the ratios of their respective bases. Okay, area will be in the ratio of their respective bases. Now here area of ABDE, ABDE, ABDE ratio, area of triangle BDE ratio, area of triangle BCD is asked by the examiner. So what is ABDE? This is ABDE, and this ABDE is working as trapezium. Let's take height. Height is h. Height is h. And I have told you that area will be equal to 1 by 2 h l plus b. This is the formula. So area of this trapezium will be equal to 1 by 2 h l plus b. This is l and this is b, and length of l and b both are equal. So I can say 5 plus 5. Now we have to calculate area of triangle BDE. So this is BDE, the middle portion. Middle portion is BDE. This portion is BDE. Okay, this is BDE. Okay, and you know the area of the formula of triangle, it will be equal to 1 by 2 base into height, and base is 5 and height is h. Okay, and this is BCD. Height of the BCD will be equal to h also. Why h? I have told you right here, okay, that perpendicular distance between two parallel lines will always be equal everywhere. Okay, and it is mentioned here in the question, ED parallel to AC. When ED is parallel to AC, so perpendicular distance between ED and AC will be constant everywhere. Here h perpendicular distance, so here will be h. So I can say height of the BCD triangle is also h. I can say 1 by 2 into h into 7. Understand that? Now to calculate the ratio, you already know that the things which are common will be cancelled. 1 by 2 cancelled everywhere. Okay, h will be cancelled everywhere. So what is h will be cancelled, not 7, h will be cancelled. Okay, so what is left everywhere? At place of ABD 10 remaining, then BD 5, then BCD 7. So ratios are 10 ratio 5 ratio 7. Understand? Quite simple question. Okay, I'm taking time to explain the question because along the question I'm letting you know the properties, okay, concepts also. Understand that? Now this is the next question. Okay, question is ABCD is a square. ABCD is a square. X is the midpoint of AB and Y is the midpoint of BC. Which of the following statements are correct? Understand? So this is a kind of square. ABCD is a square. A, B, C, D. What is a square? You know, a square is a quadrilateral in which each side will be equal, each diagonal will be equal, each angle will be equal to 90 degree. Diagonals going to bisect each other at 90 degree. These are the basic terms you should keep in your mind. Now X is the midpoint of AB, so this is X. X is the midpoint of AB, and Y is the midpoint of BC. Y, this is Y. Y is the midpoint of BC. Now which of the following statements are correct? Okay, triangle ADX. Which is triangle ADX? This is triangle ADX. Okay, and triangle BAY, BAY, BAY. Both are congruent. You know the properties of the congruent. I told you 3 properties, 3 conditions for the triangles to be congruent. One was SSS, second was SAS, third was ASA. Okay, so to define the first statement, whether this is correct or not correct, we have to prove this. So in triangle ADX and in triangle BAY, can I say AD is equal to AB? Yes, we can say that AD is equal to AB because this is a square and each side will be equal. Secondly, Secondly, angle A equal to angle B, each angle 90 degree. Angle A equal to angle D equal to 90 degree. Yes. Now I can say AX is equal to BY. AX is equal to BY. Why can we see that? Because suppose this is 10 and X is the midpoint, so it will be 5. When this is 10, this will be 10, then it will be 5. So two sides are equal, one angle is equal. So we used here SAS, side angle side property. Side angle side property. So first statement is definitely correct. First statement is definitely correct. Now we will discuss about the second statement. And what does it say? Angle DXA, angle DXA, okay, is equal to angle A by B, angle A by B. When we have proved that these two triangles ADX and BAY both are congruent, and you know very well what is the definition of the congruent triangles. Congruent triangles are those which are equal in each aspect. Sizes are equal and shapes also equal, so angles will be equal. So you can say second statement is also correct. Now next, DX is inclined at angle of 60 degree with AY. DX is inclined at 60 degree with AY. Okay, it means it is saying that angle between DX and AY, this is DX and this is AY, this angle will be equal to 60 degree. This angle will be equal to 60 degree, and it is quite simple to prove this. How can we prove this? Side AX is equal to 5 and side AD is equal to 10. Side AD is equal to 10. So here the ratio is 1:2. Ratio is 1:2. You can say that. Now ratio is 1:2. Okay. Can we calculate this side? Can we calculate this one side? बंद होगी यहाँ पे? कोई ना, दो स्टेटमेंट बचे तो होगी तो बंद होगी. ना ना छोड़ दो.